Wait! Are you one of those people the world laughs at? The ones whose dreams are called impossible? Then don't worry, because this story will teach you how to silence the noise and turn every insult into your greatest strength. This is the story of a boy who stopped listening to the world and started listening to his heart. Welcome to Rise Tales. In a small, dusty village surrounded by golden fields and quiet hills, there lived a boy named Rayan. He wasn't rich, he didn't have fancy shoes or big dreams of owning cars or houses. He only had a voice that carried hope and a heart that refused to stay silent. Every morning, Rayan would sit under the old banyan tree near the river and sing to the rhythm of the flowing water. His melodies were raw, pure, full of emotion, as if he was telling his soul's secrets to the wind. But in that village, dreams were dangerous. They called them useless, because in that place, men worked in fields, not on stages. When Rayan said, "One day, I'll become a singer," the village laughed. "You," one man sneered, "you can't even afford new shoes and you talk about music?" Another added, "Stop wasting time, go help your father in the fields." Their laughter echoed in his heart like thunder. Even his best friend stayed quiet, too afraid to stand beside him. That night, Rayan sat by the dim lantern, staring at his reflection in a cracked mirror. He whispered to himself, "Maybe they're right. Maybe dreams are only for the rich." But then, as he looked out of the window, he saw the stars, shining quietly, not competing, not shouting, just glowing, because that's what they were meant to do. And he thought, maybe they're wrong. The next morning, Rayan made a promise to himself. From now on, he would ignore the people. He began waking up before dawn. While others still slept, he stood by the riverside, singing to the morning breeze, his voice blending with the sound of flowing water. People still mocked him. "Look at that fool shouting at the river," they said. But Rayan didn't stop. Every insult became a step. Every laugh became fuel. He realized something powerful. If you listen to everyone, you'll never hear yourself. Months later, a poster appeared on the wooden pole near the market. It read, "National Music Talent Competition. Winner gets a scholarship." Rayan's heart raced. This was it, his chance. He ran home, told his mother. Her eyes filled with worry. "Son, we don't have money, no proper clothes, no travel." He smiled softly. "I'll walk if I have to." His mother looked at him with tears in her eyes. She took off her old silver bracelet, the only thing she owned of value. She said, "Take this. Sell it if you need to. And remember, no matter what happens, sing with your heart." He hugged her and whispered, "One day, I'll make you proud." Rayan walked for 2 days straight. Dust clung to his feet, hunger burned in his stomach, but his spirit stayed strong. When he finally reached the city auditorium, he saw hundreds of contestants wearing stylish clothes, holding guitars, confident smiles. Rayan stood there quietly in his faded shirt and worn-out shoes. Someone laughed, "Hey, village boy, did you come to watch or to sing?" He smiled and said softly, "To sing." They laughed again, but he didn't reply. He knew that one performance could silence 1,000 voices. When Rayan stepped onto the stage, the judges didn't even look up. But the moment he began to sing, the hall fell silent. His voice wasn't trained, but it was real. It carried pain, hope, and truth. Every note came straight from his heart. By the time he finished, the audience was on their feet. Applause filled the room like a storm. He didn't win first place. He won something bigger: respect. One of the judges, a famous music producer, walked up to him and said, "You may not have training, but you have something rare, truth in your voice. Come learn with me." And just like that, a door opened. Years passed. Rayan's voice echoed on radio stations, in concerts, and across the hearts of millions. His songs told stories of pain, struggle, and hope. Stories of people who were laughed at but never gave up. But even with fame, criticism didn't disappear. Some said, "He's too emotional." Others said, "He doesn't sound commercial enough." One reporter once asked, "How do you deal with so much criticism?" Rayan smiled and said, "I learned long ago to ignore the noise. The world always talks. First they laugh at you, then they question you, and finally, they ask for your advice." One day, Rayan returned to his village. The same dusty roads, the same banyan tree. Only this time, the people who once laughed were waiting with flowers and cameras. A young boy ran up and shouted, "Brother, how did you do it?" Rayan smiled and said, "By ignoring the people." He walked to that old banyan tree, sat beneath it, and whispered, "Thank you for not believing in me," because their disbelief had become his fire. When you chase your dream, people will always talk. Some will doubt you, others will laugh at you. But remember this, they're not laughing because you can't do it. They're laughing because they never could. Ignore them, because the world's noise fades away, but your voice, your dream, that stays forever. You can't fly if you keep listening to those afraid of heights. So stop waiting for approval. Stop letting opinions shape your destiny. Focus on your path, not on the people watching you walk it. One day, the same voices that said you can't will whisper, "You did." The loudest noise you'll ever hear is doubt. The strongest weapon you'll ever carry is focus. And the best answer you'll ever give to the world is success. So remember